Hello guys and welcome to episode 17 of the Wilderness Only Ironman series. If you remember at the end of the last episode we killed some Wildanator for the first time because we had a spiders task. We're kicking things off exactly where we left off and we still have that spiders task. Last time we got 4 kills, so I'd like to try and get 2 3-kill trips and get 6 more kills to take that up to the 10 before finishing the normal spiders task. So let's see if we can get anything juicy from Wildanator and kick this episode off with a bang. And there we have it, boys, a nice little escape from Wildanator, and we got 2 kills, and in those 2 kills we got 300 deaths, which is always nice. You're never going to snuff at a Laren's Key, and actually a rune pickaxe, which is huge, because before that our best pickaxe was a bronze, so pretty successful haul. Although I said I was going to get 10 kills, and it's something that I would really like to do, unfortunately I'm playing at peak time, and on these sort of accounts you just have to be selective when you leave something and when you're able to do something. You can't always do what you need to do in the wilderness. If it is peak time, there are people about. Clearly they are peak is about. I saw someone on my way to Wildanator who couldn't attack me, and obviously that chap who could. So we're going to leave that for now and just finish off the spiders task normally, but we will in the future do more Wildanator, do not worry. In terms of that escape, just as a little tip, the best way, if you don't think you're going to be able to get away from Wildanator, is just dance underneath the spider and let them attack the PK, because he can do some absolutely huge damage, much bigger outputs than I'm able to do. He had the lot, you know, he had max, he was probably a max pure, he had AGS, he had absolutely everything, so just simply trying to run away was never going to work, but I danced Wildanator, and as soon as I knew I could get gap, off I went. So we did finish up that task on regular spiders, which naturally is very, very fast because they're just like level 2 to 5. And the next task we got is Hellhounds. Now, other than the Laren's Key off of Wildanator, we've been pretty unlucky in terms of Laren's Keys recently, so hopefully you can get a couple this task. Complain and you shall receive. There we have our first Laren's Key with still 90 left on the task. Oh, thank you very much, Laren, me old china plate. I knew this task was coming where they'd come thick and fast, and here it is, Laren's Key number 3, just a few kills later. We have been really dry recently, so it's really nice to see, and it had to happen at some point. Lovely. Once we deposit this, we've now got 11 Laren's Keys. 77 range. That is the Hellhounds task finished up. Few Laren's Keys, which is always nice. We've got a couple of Slayer enchantments at the end there. Krystilla, what's our next task going to be? It's going to be 55 Ents. That is the Ents task finished up, and as you can see we got ourselves some nice logs in the inventory. I'm a bit indifferent with Ent tasks because you can't get Laren's Keys, it does take a while, but you get some nice logs. The lower level logs I'll use for fire making eventually, and the higher ones to continue on for my goal for 73 fletching. Krystilla, what have you got for us next? 87 magic axes. As you can see, task finished up, that's 88 in a row. Back to Krystilla for a new one, and we got ourselves a 59 attack. Right then, Krystilla, what is up for us next? It's going to be 91 Revenants. Oh dear, let's try our luck. That is the Revenants task finished up, and we didn't die at all, and that is Loosen Bag. We actually got some quite nice things. Next assignment is going to be 106 zombies, but if you're curious how I didn't die and how I do kill revs, I wall hug. And coming up is a quick bit of footage of how I do it, and yeah, just how ridiculous it is that I have to scave the walls and can't actually properly enter the cave.
This place
is full of Venezuela.
No job to be found in this country. Getting angry.
is full of Venezuela.
That's the zombies task finished up, and that was a fairly quick one. And in the looting bag, we've got 2 Eye of Newts. That's the interesting thing about playing these type of accounts. Normally, you wouldn't get excited by an Eye of Newt. There are a couple of GP. But my best way of getting them is a 1 in 128 from zombies, and I need them for super attacks, so that's why I like them. It was also my 90th task in a row, so I get a point boost, and we're closing in on that 100. Krystilla, what's going to be next? 116 Earth Warriors. We have finished up with the Earth Warriors tasks, and no Larran's Keys, but we did get ourselves 60 attacks, so that is nice level to be getting. And it's going to be back to the Magic Axes for our next task. Very nice, picking up a Larran's Key from the Magic Axe task, and these are really rare. I think these are at a 1 in 500 from these guys, so that's very nice to see. It's nice to see that they've changed Krystilla's mechanics to only ever assign Earth Warriors or Magic Axes. But no, seriously, another Earth Warriors task. It's not too bad, but I'm not going to do it for the time being because I have just been there and we've done quite a bit of Slayer. Something I really want to work on is Herblore. That's one of the skills. Another skill is crafting I really need to work on. Another smithing, another agility. So for now, I think the first one we're going to start working on is some Herblore and see what herbs we've acquired through Slayer. So as you can see, we have acquired a few herbs. I'm going to clean a few herbs up, check out what secondaries we need, make some potions, and see if we can get a few Herblore levels. We're starting at 31. Okay, so we've got our Herblore surprise. We've got enough limpwork roots to make all of our strength potions. We've also got the red spider's eggs to be making the Haralander restore potions. They will just be emptied because actually vials aren't that easy to come by. My only viable source of vials is through Chaos Druids, so generally I keep the empty vials and fill them up. I can fill them up at a sink just above here. There is actually a water source here, although it doesn't state it. The Ranar weeds ordinarily would normally always just go to prayer potions, but I'm always going to be getting more Ranners than I am snake grass, as they're really hard to come by. So some of those I'll be making into defense potions. So let's make up all those potions and see what Herblore levels we can get. First level coming in, 32, 33, that's 34 Herblore, 35 Herblore, 36 Herblore, and that might well be our last level here. Herblore supplies finished up. I think we'll do a little bit of crafting. I want to make some of these sapphires into amulets of magic, which means we're going to need to go to the God Wars dungeon to get balls of wool from the imps for the amulets, and these ones are going to be making into rings of dueling to teleport to the enclave. We managed to get 36 Herblore. I'd like to get 38 for prayer potions eventually, just because that's a nice level to get, although we can use super restores from the LMS shop. I'm reluctant to camp Chaos Druids really, just because I know we'll passively get a lot of herbs from Slayer, so I'll probably be getting it through that and secondaries through Boss Slayer. 32 crafting, 33 crafting, 34 crafting. That now means we can cut our rubies in the bank. The majority of our rubies will be made into bolts, however, a few of them will be made into strength amulets when we hit level 50. I also just noticed that we've hit 1100 total, which is really nice considering how hard things are to train on this account. And when we get close to that 1250, I'll probably train some of the easy skills like fire making, just so we can use those total level worlds. Level 35 crafting, 36. Whilst up at God Wars dungeon, getting some balls of wool from the imps, as you can see we've got 4. We grab ourselves an economical key. That's a lovely 61k. And we have now made ourselves some Amulet of Magic, and now puts our magic bonus up to a plus 64, which I personally think is pretty huge when I'm only able to obtain and get things within the wilderness. So I'm really happy about that magic setup's looking now. We have just finished up our Earth Warriors task, which we decided to go and do. Our next task is going to be Chaos Druids, which means we can go back to the Elder Chaos Druids and try and grab ourselves a piece. It might not be an Elder Chaos Druid piece, but it is a Larran's Key, and we're not one to turn one down. Whilst we were up at the Chaos Druids, we got ourselves tele-blocked, and this Major and Ranger, they were quite vastly different levels, but both, unfortunately, were able to attack me, so they had a decent bit of damage output. The difficult thing can be at the Chaos Elder Druids, as whilst you're tanking them there, you have to keep on Protect Mage because of the damage output from the Druids. So they were getting me here, but I still had a little bit of food, and as you can see by the Ferox Enclave, there is this little ladder that actually has 4 floors, so I just juggled them up and down before I was able to log out. So I hopped worlds and went back to finish my task, and the same boys come again and attacked me again, and it went very kind of similar. They got me really, really low, and I did manage to get away. For those of you that don't know, you can't actually enter the Ferox Enclave whilst you're teleblocked. So I used this one again. They were super close this time. I didn't pray melee on the Godsword. They could have killed me there. I got chanced so many times. I get away on 13 HP and absolutely no food. After 2 fairly nice escapes, I'm feeling like Wildanator runs this wilderness, so I head back there. I'm unkillable. Nobody can get me. Until these 2 boys turn up. Different boys this time, but as you can see, they bang me out there, and yeah, I'm suddenly feeling not quite so invincible. Hit the deck and respawn in Ferox Enclave. Do you notice anything? So, if you missed what happened in that last clip, we have now finished up the task, then you'll notice when I respawned, I didn't actually respawn my red d'hide body. I respawned with my magic shortbow eye and 2 blighted super restores full. The reason for that is these have skyrocketed in price and they now actually protect over my red d'hide body, which is really annoying. So I'm going to need to work out whether I need to take 2 dose or 3 dose not to protect over the d'hide body. I'm not going to do a load of crazed archaeologist like I did last time. I'm going to wait for a crazed archaeologist task before I get that back. So at the moment we're flying without a red d'hide body. That is quite annoying. I didn't know they didn't protect over that. But anyway, Krystilla, what is our next task going to be? It's going to be 101 black demons. I could really do with that red d'hide body. Let it be known from this day forward that Wildanator lies to each and every one of his viewers. I'm going to get the red d'hide body back after some deliberation. I just can't not. My range bonus within the wilderness is really limited. Basically, the only piece of range armor I can actually get is the red d'hide body. Things like black demons have a huge defense. I'll be wasting arrows not to get it. So, yeah, I'm just going to be here until I get it. So I could be here for 1 kill. I could be here for 100 kills. I could be here for 1,000,000 kills until I get it. So, yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. Kill count 169, we're picking ourselves up a second Malediction Shard. We still need the Odium ones, that's a little bit annoying, but yeah, we're looking really good this trip so far, and I'll show you at the end. So after the first trip, this is our looting bag. Unfortunately, no red d'hide body yet, but we will get it. But there's some nice things in there. Nice to get the placeholder Malediction Shard. Why not? And just some useful bits I can use for Herblore supplies and rings of jewels and things like that. So the thing about this boss, it's not too bad because you do get some useful supplies. We've also got ourselves a longbone and some rusty swords. That is another trip done up at the Crazed Archaeologist, and again load of goodies, but still not that red d'hide body. It's only a 1 in 132. I've had every other 1 in 132 in these couple of trips. I should have had about 6 in my total kills. I've actually only had 2, so I'm definitely a bit unlucky on it. However, plus side is, there's much worse bosses to go unlucky on. This one's okay, so yeah, just keep grinding it out. With the kill we just got, that takes us up to 200 Crazed Archaeologist kills. This will be the last kill of the trip, and still no red d'hide body. We are a lot of kills into this red d'hide body, but we keep plugging away until we get it. This is the looting bag worth of stuff that we got this trip. That's another full trip done up the Crazed Archaeologist, and for some reason I still don't have a red d'hide body. It's getting a little bit insane that I still haven't got one now, but you know, I don't mind too much. It will come eventually, so we just got to keep plugging on, and it will come in. There it finally is, guys. We finally got ourselves the red dragonhide body bag. I think what I'm going to do... Oh, he's respawned. I think what I'm going to do is quickly finish up this trip, as I did plan on doing this trip anyway, just to see if we can maybe get a spare one or something like that and stop dying to this Crazed Archaeologist. But I'm really, really happy that we got that one back. That is the trip finished up, and we did finally get our red d'hide body, so that's really, really nice. I think what I'm going to go do now, as I'm coming up to near the end of the episode, next episode, I really want to do some of the smithing grind to work towards those bolts. So in order to do that, I'm going to see what ores I can get from these Laren's keys. So it's time. I've been saving these for a number of weeks, and we've got 13 to use up at the chest. And there's the loot we have from the keys, guys. The diamond's going to be really useful for crafting. We've got some nice ores for smithing. The magic logs eventually I'm going to be able to fletch. So we got some nice supplies. The bulk of the cash coming in the arrowheads, which obviously for us are useless, but we did get some nice bits and bobs in there, so really can't complain. I've really tried getting on whenever I can and pushing this episode out. I am quite busy in life with work at the moment. I'm also training for a marathon, so generally sort of out of scaping. I'm also quite busy, but I am still really enjoying the account. I'm loving playing, I'm loving progressing the account, and I'm just going to be getting on whenever I can to make these videos for you guys. That being said, if you did like it, you could leave it a like or join my CC or you know, subscribe or any of that good stuff. It really does help me out and it does help the channel grow, and I really appreciate you guys. And until next time, goodbye.